Carry-on only travel sounds extremely simple until you actually try it, because most of the time the problem isn't packing less, it's packing the right things. So hey, Johannes from Gear Up Your Life here, and a quick promise before we start. You will not see another power bank, a universal travel adapter, or noise-cancelling headphones in this video. You've seen those 1,000 times. Instead, I'm showing you more than 20 carry-on gadgets that you actually end up buying and traveling with, because every single one solves a very specific carry-on problem. So let's start with the one item you never plan to use, but the moment you need it, it saves your entire trip. So first on the list is a foldable travel duffel, or more specifically the Red Camp foldable duffel. It expands up to 100 liters, which is something most people completely overlook when traveling carry-on only, because no one ever plans to need extra space, but carry-on trips rarely stay carry-on trips. You buy souvenirs, add layers, or suddenly realize your bag is just full. This duffel folds down extremely small, only slightly bigger than something like a nano bag or a Packable Daypack, but the difference is the size it opens up to. Once unfolded, you get a proper 75 to even 100 liter duffel, which is more than enough for beach days, short trips, or bringing extra stuff home. The fabric is lightweight but strong, water resistant, and easily handles jackets, shoes, groceries, or gifts without feeling flimsy. And the best part, it usually costs around $15 to $20, making it one of the smartest carry-on backup items you can pack. Our next gadget you should consider to pack is a travel blanket. It's perfect for situations where flights get cold, buses get cold, trains get cold, and airline blankets are either missing, tiny, or just not great. Having your own lightweight blanket makes a much bigger difference than most people expect, especially on long travel days. For this video, I'm going with the Nomadix Ultralight towel, which is also available on Amazon. It's a bit more expensive, usually around $30 to $40, but that's where the quality really shows. The fabric feels soft, dries fast, and packs down small, and in the worst case, you can even use it as a towel. Beach, lake, hostel, it works. What I also really like is the design. I know looks usually don't matter much when traveling. These actually look good. They come in a lot of clean, well-designed colorways and don't feel like typical boring travel gear. It's a comfort upgrade you'll end up using way more often than you expect. So our third gadget here on the list is a lightweight packable jacket. Not a hardcore outdoor shell, just a simple layer that always makes sense to have with you. Even on trips where you don't expect bad weather, it usually shows up at the worst moment. Walking through a city, waiting for a bus, or heading back to your accommodation late at night. For this video, I'm going with the Outdoor Ventures packable jacket, which usually costs around $35. It's lightweight, packs down small, and gives you proper protection from rain and wind without feeling like a cheap plastic poncho. The fabric feels solid for the price, the hood actually stays in place, and it's breathable enough to wear while walking without instantly overheating. I like that it doesn't look overly technical, so you can wear it in cities just as easily as on hikes. For carry-on travel, this is one of those items that earns its space every single time you bring it. Our fourth carry-on gadget is a pair of travel slippers, and yes, there are a lot of good options out there. These are just the ones I personally use. The use case is way bigger than most people think. Hotel floors, Airbnb bathrooms, overnight flights, long train rides, and there are so many moments where you don't want bare feet, but also don't want to put on shoes. I use the Buxton travel slippers because they're lightweight, pack down flat, and feel comfortable without being bulky. They're soft enough to wear for hours, but still have enough structure so you don't feel like you're walking on paper. For me, they live in my carry-on and come out every single time I arrive somewhere. After a long travel day, slipping these on instantly makes a place feel more like home, if it's just for one night. Our fifth carry-on gadget is the Sea to Summit Ultra Seal Daypack. And yes, a lot of you might already know this one from the Genius Travel Gadgets video. I like to think of this as the counterpart to the foldable duffel bag. The duffel is for bringing stuff back. This one is for daily use on the road, and it's way smaller. And of course, it folds down incredibly small. Honestly, smaller than most people expect, which is exactly why I prefer it over bulkier foldable backpacks. What makes the Sea to Summit version stand out is the material. It's made from Ultra Seal Cordura nylon, which sounds technical, but in real life just means it's insanely lightweight, water resistant, and much tougher than it looks. I use it for city days, hikes, beach trips, grocery runs, or any day where I don't want to carry my main bag. Most of the time it just lives in my sling or carry-on until I need it. Then it turns into a full-size day pack in seconds. It's not meant to replace a proper backpack, but as a carry-on travel tool, it's one of the smartest space-saving items you can pack. Our sixth carry-on gadget is the Tripped Travel Toiletry Bag Set. I haven't had this set for that long yet, but I can already say this feels like a real upgrade, because instead of buying pieces one by one, this set basically covers everything you need for toiletries while traveling. The main piece is the hanging toiletry bag, and that one is genuinely great. Good size, smart compartments, easy to hang anywhere, and it keeps everything organized without exploding on tiny hotel sinks. Then you get the clear toiletry pouch, which I'll now permanently use for my personal item bag when flying. Security friendly, simple, and finally no more reshuffling liquids at the airport. And the last part is a small accessory organizer. I personally don't use it much, but I know a lot of people, especially women, absolutely love having a separate place for smaller items, skincare, or extras. As a full set, it usually sits around $45, and honestly, I think that's fair. You're covered for short trips, long trips, carry-on travel, and flights, without having to rethink your setup every time. If you like having one clean, reliable toiletry system that just works, this one makes a lot of sense. Our seventh carry-on gadget is a shoe pouch, specifically the Mossio shoe pouch. I've shown a few shoe bags on the channel before, but when it comes to price to performance, this one is easily one of the best. This isn't something everyone automatically needs, but the moment you travel with more than one pair of shoes, the problem becomes obvious. Running shoes after a travel day, dusty hiking shoes, or winter trips where boots and sneakers don't belong next to clean clothes. That's where a shoe pouch makes sense. The Mossio version is lightweight, simple, and does exactly what it should. It keeps shoes separate, packs flat when empty, and fits perfectly into carry-on luggage. Not essential for everyone, but for city trips, hikes, gym shoes, colder destinations, it's a small upgrade that makes packing noticeably easier. Our 8th carry-on gadget is the Alpaca Elements Tech Case Mini. I've tested a lot of tech pouches over the years, and this one is clearly made for people who carry less, and that's not a bad thing. It's compact, structured, and keeps you from packing cables you don't actually need. This pouch is perfect if you travel with the essentials: phone charger, cable, power bank, AirPods, maybe a USB stick. Everything stays organized without turning into a bulky tech brick. For me personally, when I travel privately without my MacBook or camera gear, this is more than enough. It slides easily into a sling or carry-on, holds its shape, and protects your gear without wasting space. If you travel light with tech, this one makes a lot of sense. Our 9th carry-on gadget is a high-quality charging cable. Sounds simple, but hear me out. Cheap cables break, fray, or stop working just when you need them most. For this video, you can go with an Anker 3-in-1 cable if you want maximum flexibility, or a Kevlar reinforced cable for around $20 that practically refuses to die. This isn't something flashy or exciting, you won't make an unboxing video of it, but it is something you'll use every single trip. Phone, earbuds, power bank, other accessories, one solid cable saves you from digging through a rat's nest of junk cords. It fits easily into any pouch or pocket, doesn't twist up, and its solid build means it'll last way longer than those flimsy cables most of us pick up by accident. For carry-on travel, this is one of those small upgrades that just quietly works, and you'll notice the difference every day you use it. Our 10th carry-on gadget is the Satechi On-The-Go 7-in-1 USB-C hub. If you ever travel with a laptop or tablet, this is one of those tools that quietly fixes a lot of small problems at once. HDMI for hotel TVS or presentations, USB-A for older accessories, SD and microSD for cameras, USB-C pass-through for charging, all in one slim travel-friendly hub. What I like most about the Satechi version is the build quality. Aluminum housing, short integrated cable, no cheap plastic feel. It actually matches modern laptops and doesn't feel like an afterthought in your bag. I mostly use it in Airbnbs, cafes or hotels when I want a clean, simple setup without carrying extra adapters. It folds flat, fits into any tech pouch, and just works when you need it. And yes, I know this is the 3rd video where I mention this hub. I promise this is the last time for now. But when something works reliably for carry-on travel, I'd rather be honest than rotate products just for variety. Our next thing you should consider to pack is some sort of hand sanitizer. It sounds boring, but on carry-on trips this becomes useful way more often than people expect. Public transport, street food, airport bathrooms, hiking days, quick snacks on the go, clean hands aren't always guaranteed. There are 3 solid options I personally like. First, cleanly compressed towels. Perfect when you actually want to wipe your hands properly, not just sanitize them. Second, soap sheets like Foreman. Ultralight, no liquids, and great when there's water but no soap. And third, a refillable hand sanitizer bottle like the one from Noshinko, which is still the fastest solution when you're in a rush. I don't think one option is clearly better than the others. It really depends on how you travel. But I do think this. Out of these 3, everyone should at least consider packing one of them. It's a tiny item, but it solves a very real carry-on problem, and you'll end up using it more than expected. Our next gadget you should consider is the Owala Free Sip bottle. Staying hydrated while traveling might sound obvious, but once you're on a long layover, waiting at the gate or exploring all day, having a bottle you actually use makes a big difference. The Owala Free Sip isn't just another water bottle, and the Free Sip cap lets you take a sip without tilting your head back, which is perfect when you're walking, biking, or on the go. It also seals really well, so you don't have to worry about spills in your bag. I bring this one on almost every trip, especially when I know I'll be out and about all day. It's great for airports, hikes, city walks, beach days, basically any day where water matters, and you want something that's easy to drink from without stopping. There are smaller collapsible options, of course, and I use those too, but the Free Sip hits that sweet spot between ease of use and everyday comfort. If you want a reliable bottle that you'll actually reach for throughout the day, this one makes a lot of sense. Next, we have a whole category you should consider packing, the washing category, because when you travel carry-on only, you'll almost always end up washing clothes on the road, and for that, I keep it very simple and use just 3 things. First, a silicone sink stopper, because most hotel or Airbnb sinks don't seal properly, and without this, nothing works. Second, soak no rinse detergent sheets. They dissolve instantly, don't leak, and you don't need to rinse forever. Perfect for travel. And third, a packable clothesline, so you can dry everything properly without turning your room into chaos. That's it. No bulky laundry bags, no bottles, no overcomplicated systems, just a setup that works almost everywhere. And if you want to see exactly how I wash my clothes while traveling, step by step, I've written a detailed guide on the website. You'll find the link as a pinned comment and in in the description below. Our next carry-on gadget on the list is a foldable tote bag, and this is probably the single most talked topic on my channel, but I really think they are completely worth considering to pack, because whether it's groceries, souvenirs, laundry, beach stuff, or just extra layers you picked up along the way, carry-on trips have a habit of slowly outgrowing themselves. A foldable tote solves that without taking up any real space. There are a few great options here. The nano bag is the ultralight choice, insanely small, almost weightless, and perfect as a true backup. The Peak Design tote is more premium and structured, great if you want something that feels like a real everyday bag. And the Orbit-K foldable tote sits right in the middle. Compact, durable, clean design, and strong enough for daily use. Most of the time, this just lives in your sling or carry-on, but the moment you need extra space, it turns into a full-size bag in seconds. You won't use it every day, but when you need it, it saves the entire trip. Our next carry-on gadget on the list is foldable travel hangers, and you can get a set for under $10. Not the flashiest thing, but super handy when you stay in Airbnbs or hostels with no decent hangers. These fold flat in your bag and pop open into full-size hangers, perfect for shirts, jackets, or clothes you just washed. They don't take up space, they're lightweight, and suddenly your room doesn't end up looking like laundry exploded everywhere. I grab these almost every trip, especially when I wash clothes and want them to dry neatly. Not a daily use item, but definitely one you'll be glad you packed. Our next carry-on gadget on the list is a clip-on Bluetooth speaker, like the JBL Clip or the Soundcore versions. This isn't about blasting music, it's about having your sound when you actually want it. Hotel rooms, Airbnbs, beach days, showers, cooking, getting ready. A small speaker you can clip to your bag or hang somewhere is way more useful than people expect. They're lightweight, battery lasts forever, and you don't have to drain your phone speakers for everything. I personally like the clip-on style because it's hands-free and always easy to place. Backpack, towel, shower rail, whatever works. And quick update, my Soundcore 4 finally arrived. I ordered it on Black Friday. And yes, there will definitely be dedicated content coming for that soon. Our next carry-on gadget is my single most used travel item, earplugs. Not because they're exciting, but because they massively improved how I sleep while traveling. Since I started using them, I fall asleep faster, sleep deeper, and wake up way less during the night, especially in Airbnbs, hostels, noisy streets, or early morning flights. For me, good sleep equals better travel days, and this one small item made a bigger difference than most gadgets on this list. I personally use loop earplugs. They don't completely block the world, but reduce noise in a very balanced way, which makes them comfortable even for full nights. No pressure, no pain, no weird ringing in the morning. That said, if you want a simple budget option, the Muji foam earplugs are still fantastic. Soft, effective, and more than enough if your main goal is just quiet sleep. No matter which one you choose, this is one of those carry-on items I would never travel without anymore. Our next carry-on gadget on the list is an RFID travel wallet, specifically something like the Nomadic Minimalist wallet. This is one of those items that doesn't feel urgent until you actually travel. For me, it's about peace of mind. Airports, border crossings, busy streets, having a wallet that protects your cards from digital skimming and keeps everything in one clean place just makes travel smoother. The Nomadic Minimalist wallet usually sits around $50 to $60 depending on the version you pick. It's slim enough to fit comfortably in a front pocket but still holds all your essentials, cards, cash, boarding passes without bulging. There are cheaper RFID wallets out there if you just want the basic protection, but this one feels well built, simple, and strong enough to last through dozens of trips without falling apart. I bring this on almost every carry-on journey because having one organized spot for everything important just removes a small bit of stress every day on the road. Our next carry-on gadget is the Pillar Go stainless steel pill organizer. This one isn't about travel drama or comfort, it's about practical everyday life on the road, whether it's vitamins, painkillers, allergy meds, or just something to help you sleep after a long day. Having your pills organized is one of the most important things when you travel. The Pillar Go version is made from stainless steel, which means it's strong, doesn't get dented in your bag, and keeps everything separated without chemicals or weird smells. It's small enough to fit in any pocket, pouch, or tech case, and the compartments are easy to open even when you're half asleep after a travel day. I keep mine only with electrolytes and small painkillers. Not a massive first aid kit, just the stuff that matters most on the road. And of course, stick around, because after number 20, we've still got 4 bonus gadgets coming that are small, cheap, and surprisingly useful. You don't want to miss those. Last but not least, a gadget most of you already know, packing cubes, and that's exactly why they're all the way at the end of the main list. Before I get into the options, a quick why. Packing cubes keep your clothes organized, help separate outfits, and stop everything from turning into a mess when you unpack or repack on the road. For a budget pick, you can go with the Bagel packing cubes. They're affordable, do the job really well, and are perfect if you just want something simple that works on every trip. My personal favorite are the Eagle Creek packing cubes. They're more expensive, yeah, definitely pricier than most, but the build quality, materials, and organization features just feel more durable and long-lasting. If you travel a lot, they're worth that extra cost. And now that we've hit number 20, it's time for the 4 bonus gadgets. All small, inexpensive, and surprisingly useful. Stick around, because these are fun ones you'll be glad you packed too. Quick side note before we continue. If you're into carry-on travel and packing smarter, I've put together something much bigger and completely free. Inside my newsletter, you'll find 75 plus tested travel gadgets, 8 full packing guides for different travel styles and especially carry-on only trips, and 25 practical travel tip cards you can use anywhere. It's also where I share behind behind the scenes thoughts, real travel lessons, and the exact gear I actually keep using over time, you can join the newsletter and get the entire GearVault bundle for free through the first link in the description. Alright, let's jump into the bonus gadgets. Our first bonus gadget is something extremely specific for carry-on travel, a Dynatag luggage tag. If your bag ever gets lost, this tiny tag makes it much easier to get it back. It links directly to your contact info without showing your address publicly, and it doesn't break like cheap plastic tags. Not exciting, but one of those things you'll be very glad you attached before a flight. The next bonus gadget is a carabiner, or more specifically something like the Hero Clip from GearAid. I've linked my personal favorite down below. This is perfect for clipping bags, jackets, water bottles, or even hanging your backpack off dirty floors in bathrooms or cafes. Simple tool, endless use cases when you travel. Another bonus gadget is a collapsible water bottle, like the Vapor version. Lightweight, flexible, and when it's empty, it rolls up and disappears in your bag. Great for airports, day trips, or as a backup bottle when you don't want to carry something bulky. And the last bonus gadget is food storage. Here you've got two solid options. You can go with Stasher silicone bags if you want something reusable and flexible, or Fossil's origami bowls if you prefer something structured that folds flat. Both are perfect for snacks, leftovers, groceries, or takeout, especially when you're traveling carry-on only. If you enjoyed this one, the video on the left is definitely for you, and you'll find even more great travel gadgets there. And if you're not subscribed yet, you can do that right here on the right side. Thanks a lot for watching all the way to the end, and as always, safe travels, guys.